Truth 1. Awareness begins the moment your inner voice stops sounding like an echo. There's a stage in life when your thoughts no longer feel automatic. You begin to sense a distance between what you do and the reasons you give yourself for doing it. That small separation, barely noticeable at first, signals the arrival of genuine awareness. It's not enlightenment and it's not sudden clarity. It's the discovery that your mind has layers you never explored. Carl Sagan appreciated that shift more than almost anything. Facts can be memorized by anyone. Awareness requires participation. It reshapes how you interpret your own reactions. It disrupts the illusion that your perspective is fixed. And once that happens, you're no longer a passive inhabitant of your own consciousness. Think of the first time you realized a fear wasn't yours originally, or when a belief that felt unshakable revealed its fragility. Those moments might have unsettled you, but they also mark the beginning of mental independence. Awareness doesn't arrive politely. It pierces the comfortable rhythm you built to avoid questioning yourself. When it shows up, the excuses you once used to justify your behavior lose their conviction. Motivations that felt consistent start revealing their contradictions. And the person you believed yourself to be becomes only one version of many possibilities. What you do after that determines the direction of your life. Some people step back into the familiar narrative because it feels safer. Others continue forward, even if the path becomes uncomfortable. Sagan admired those who kept going, not because they were fearless, but because they were honest about their uncertainty. Awareness is the beginning of responsibility. It asks you to choose your mind rather than inherit it. Truth 2. The night sky dismantles illusions not by speaking, but by refusing to shrink for anyone. If you spend enough time under a clear sky, the sheer scale of it reaches you in ways language can't fully capture. It stretches far beyond the boundaries of human imagination, yet it demands nothing. The universe doesn't lecture or advise. It simply exists with a consistency that overturns the narratives you build around your importance. Many people avoid this confrontation, not because they lack interest, but because standing beneath that vastness forces them to acknowledge how small their private dramas really are. Sagan never saw this realization as diminishing. He considered it liberating. When your attention expands to include the cosmos, the urgency you once attached to certain worries begins to lose its intensity. Obligations you treated as permanent begin to feel negotiable. Conflicts you thought defined you no longer make the same claim. This doesn't erase your problems, it reframes them. You begin to see yourself within a larger continuity, and suddenly the emotional pressure that once dominated your mind no longer feels inevitable. Let me speak to you as Sagan would have. You're not insignificant in this picture. Your life gains meaning not from being central, but from being part of something older, larger, and far more intricate than anything you were taught to imagine. The sky doesn't care who you are, but it gives you the freedom to become someone better than the person your fears would have made of you. That shift doesn't come from humility, it comes from perspective. Truth 3. Your mind carries traces of forces you never chose, yet it holds the power to reshape itself deliberately. Every thought you experience has ancestors. Your emotional responses formed long before you could evaluate them. Patterns built by family, culture, biology, and evolution influence how you react to the world. Sagan never blamed anyone for this inheritance. He saw it as the raw material from which self-awareness emerges. The challenge arises when you begin noticing these influences. Once you see the origins of your impulses, you can no longer claim innocence about them. A reaction that once felt natural now appears conditioned. A preference you never questioned starts revealing layers of history behind it. Recognizing this doesn't break you, it creates room for choice. You begin to examine the impulses you once obeyed automatically. An emotion that previously dictated your decisions now waits for you to interpret it. Behaviors that felt predetermined become optional when you confront their origins. Over time, this understanding becomes a quiet form of freedom. You start noticing how certain thoughts appear only when a specific memory gets triggered. Moments of irritation reveal fears that have nothing to do with the present, and beliefs you carried since childhood transform into outdated instructions. Through this process, the architecture of your mind changes shape. Old structures dissolve, new connections form, and the person you are today begins to diverge from the person you were even a year ago. Carl Sagan believed this ability to reshape your inner life was one of the universe's rarest phenomena. Matter learning to observe itself and redirect its own evolution. Truth 4. You are not separate from the universe. You are its experiment in reflection. Many describe the cosmos as if it were distant, unreachable, detached from daily life. Sagan rejected that perspective completely. He viewed human beings as expressions of cosmic processes, not spectators of them. Your voice, your thoughts, your memories, none of it appears in isolation. Every neuron in your brain formed from matter shaped by stellar furnaces older than Earth. The chemical reactions that allow you to feel wonder follow patterns written long before your ancestors evolved eyes to see light. This doesn't make you grand, it makes you real. Your life is not an interruption of cosmic history, it is one of its outcomes. Understanding this dissolves the need for external validation. Knowing your origins changes the quality of your existence. You become less concerned with appearing important and more interested in living truthfully. Your worth stops depending on comparison and begins to emerge naturally from the improbable fact that you are here at all. The universe doesn't expect gratitude from you. It doesn't wait for approval, but your awareness gives you the chance to participate consciously in a story that began long before you arrived. When you act with intention, the narrative of your existence moves in a direction it wouldn't have taken otherwise. Conversations grounded in sincerity add layers to that unfolding path. And whenever your mind sees something honestly, the entire trajectory of your life adjusts in subtle but lasting ways. Your presence gains weight through the attention you give to experience. Insight shapes the environment around you, and the ability to choose your path, rather than follow one inherited, turns your life into something authored rather than accidental. Truth 5. The future depends less on intelligence than on the honesty with which consciousness uses itself. Humanity has developed tools of unimaginable power, yet our inner maturity often lags behind our inventions. Sagan spent much of his life trying to warn us that a species capable of altering a planet must also learn to examine its own motives. Technology solves problems, but it cannot compensate for confusion within the minds that wield it. Progress becomes dangerous when guided by people who never learn to question their assumptions. The most influential ideas rarely come from authority. They emerge from individuals who examine themselves deeply. A single insight offered at the right moment can redirect the course of a life. Your clarity may extend further than you expect. You may believe your contribution is too small to matter. Sagan disagreed. He insisted that the trajectory of civilization is shaped by countless private decisions to think carefully rather than surrender to convenience. Every person who chooses awareness strengthens the chances of a wiser future. Let me speak directly, as he would have. The state of your mind influences the world around you in ways you may never witness. Patience changes environments. Understanding encourages others to think more carefully. A moment of honesty can dissolve years of confusion. Someone may build courage simply because they once watched you stay calm when everything felt uncertain. This is how consciousness shapes the future, quietly through minds that decide to use themselves with integrity. The universe produced you through a chain of events too long to recount, yet it handed you something astonishing: the ability to decide what kind of ancestor you will be. What you understand today becomes the foundation for people you will never meet. Your thoughts influence the next generation's possibilities, and your awareness, even if no one else sees it, becomes part of humanity's collective inheritance. Sagan believed that this responsibility is not a burden, but a privilege. You were given the chance to think, to reflect, to shape reality through understanding. That opportunity is rare, and it is yours. Use it wisely.